Hi everyone. In this presentation, I will walk through my data-driven analysis of the Netflix mobile app user reviews. The goal of this assignment was to take a real business problem, customer definition, and a term. Translate into the something I could actually track with data. NLP and machine learning. I will cover the business problem, how I framed it actually, the dataset, my cleaning and presentation pipeline, what exploratory NLP revealed, and how I engineered the features, the predictive models I built, and finally the business insight and the recommendations I'd hand to Netflix. Let's go to the first part, the business problem. Let's start with the business problem. Netflix is a global leader in streaming, but in the early 2022, the company reported its quarterly subscriber decline in over a decade, losing about 20,000 subscribers in Q1 of that year. And the warning of another 2 million subscriber drop ahead, the moment forced the company to look hard at every part of the customer experience. Management hypothesis is that the mobile app experience itself is a meaningful contributor to this fictions and ultimately to charm. That makes intuitive sense. The mobile app is a daily touch point between Netflix and the customer, even when the content library is strong. If users hate login failures, payment errors like buffering or cache on their phones, that frustration is what they actually feel. And in a market where switching to a competitor is one tap away, so that small frictions add up to real cancellations. So the biggest question is the mobile app the real driver of this classification? If so, where exactly should Netflix invest to fix it? Yeah, let's move on. To translate that into a data-driven problem, I broke it into two complementary tasks. The first is to provide a simultaneous classification. I treat review with a 1 or 2 stars as negative, the charm risk segment, and the review with 4 or 5 stars as a positive. I then train models that predict sentiment and from review text. The classification is useful in two ways. It confirms there's a strong predictive signal in the text, and it lets me read off the word and the phrases most associated with this classification. The second task is unsupervised topic modeling on the negative reviews. Using the latent dictionary allocation, I cluster the companies into the interoperable themes, login, payback, payment, content, app stability, so product teams can see where to invest, not just there's a problem. So for evaluation, I focused on micro F1 and ROC AOC plus the precision and recall on the negative class specifically. Because missing a disclassified user is more costly than missing a happy one. So uh, the data set comes from Hugging Face, so Sybil Hill Netflix app review sample. Yeah, you can see that from here. It has 5,000 Google Play reviews of Netflix Android app with elegant column review ID, platform, app, star rating, review content, language, timestamp, and an optional title. So it's real organic user-generated text, not a survey, not a like synthetic, which gives me a natural surprise to target, and there's enough volume to train and validate a model. Limitations, 5,000 reviews is a small relatively to Netflix actual review volume. Reviewers self-select slight charms are missing entirely. Some reviews are mismatched, like a 5-star rating with a negative text, which puts a ceiling on classification accuracy. The data mostly English, so non-English make sense are not covered, and it only spans a short time window, so updates that change the issue distribution aren't captured. And the cleaning had two layers, general data cleaning and NLP specific prosperity. For general cleaning, I dropped 4 columns that carried no signal, the review ID, platform, app ID, and title, which was missing in about 80% of the rows. I filtered to English only review. So my English NLP pipeline would actually be valid, remove duplicated review text, and dropped in the review that were essentially empty. For NLP processing, I built a function that lowercase the text strips URLs, emails, and HTML removes punctuation and digitals and limits each token to its base form. One important detail: I kept negotiation words like not, no, never, can't in the vocabulary because drop them would collapse not working and working into the same signal, which would be disastrous for settlement. The exploratory NLP analysis surfaced four useful patterns. The first, retaining distribution is bimodal, lots of one star and lots of five stars, very few mid ratings that typical of app stores. People review when they feel strongly, and the second, negative reviews are sustainability longer than the positive ones. Unhappy users invest more words explaining what went wrong. Review length itself becomes the predictive feature. Third, when I score each review with a rule-based settlement analyzer, the common settlement score correlated strongly with a star rating. That confirms there's a real signal in the text separate from the rating column. I force the top bar diagram is negative reviews, so are concentrated and specific, not working, keep crashing, saying, logging payment customers surveys waste time. The positive reviews use generic praise. Love great best app. Yeah, and then let's go to the four features. I combine two gamut of the inputs. The main feature set is TF and IDF. The like term frequency inverse document frequency using both unigrams and bytegrams. So the phrase like not working are captured as a single feature. Like set a minimum document frequency of 5 to drop noises and maximum of 90% to drop near universal terms and use the sublime term frequency Scotty. Top of a TF-IDF, I did five meta teachers word count, character count, the better company settlement, and then I trained four models that spine the standard choices for surprise text classification, logistic regression, uh, and multinational naive Bayes, linear SVM, and random forest, each with five files straight across validation and class balanced weights. After compiling them on Minecraft 1 Nano COC, I turned the best performer logistic regression with great searcher over the record localization strings and then non-gram range. The turn logistic regression reached roughly 93% accuracy and 0.97 RCOC on the held out test set. With a strong precision, the recall on both classes, the learning curves was still rising. I suggested more data would push performance further, but the train versus CV gap was small. So we are not overfitting in a damaging way. The most powerful part of the user logistic regression is interpretability. So the confidence tells in plain English which was push review toward negative versus positive. So two components that I run LDA topic modeling on the negative reviews with the five topics, the cleaning grounded into login, the con access, playback and following subscribers and payment content availability and app stability and caches. So what do I tell Netflix? So first, yes, the mobile app is real driver of dissatisfaction. Text along the predicted settlement with Deadpool 77 AOC and the negative reviews um, consider reflects the feature. So second, three priority investment areas. Number one, fix the signing and automatization flow, which is a single largest cluster of the company's. Number two, stabilize playback, buffering and a black screen finish. Number three, make subscription and the payment transparent and self-serve. Third, operationalize this analysis. The model itself is a developer's asset. Netflix can use it to auto-turn incoming reviews, route negative to support, and track the share of each LDA topic over time as a leading indicator of term risk. So limitation is to be transparent about. So reviews are self-selected select the users. But this set is English only, so the time window is short and the star rating doesn't perfectly equal text settlement. So yeah, to wrap up, I start with an bad business hypothesis that the mobile app is hurting Netflix, and turning into a concentrating like supervise and the NLP pipeline that driver deliver a high performance classification and interpretable list of the plan points and the prioritize roadmap takeaways of Netflix. It is a path from the view text from reducing product. In fact, it's short and the data is already telling us where to start. Like, thanks guys for watching.